Alright guys, welcome to a podcast video, Philly podcast video. Haven't really been able to do a regular podcast, as you guys know. I mean, school's just been a pain in the ass. But I kind of want to give my 2 cents on these last couple weeks in the Philly sports scene. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit about last night with the Eagles. And that, listen, you look at the Eagles last night, you put them in that stage, a Sunday night primetime game against the Seattle team that, they're playing to get a playoff spot. They're playing to try and, give their best shot at the NFC West. Maybe, I don't know. You probably shouldn't say that, but they're trying to get in the playoffs. And last night we just saw Russell Wilson play like he has been playing in the last 3 years. Making plays. Turning shit plays into game-changing plays, as you saw with the lateral. Now, I don't know whether that was forward or backwards. I haven't really kind of put a lot of thought into that. But, the dude can make plays. The dude find ways to make plays. But as for the Eagles, we're much better than them, I believe. That shouldn't really be an excuse. It did fed in. What I'm trying to say here is, you can't slow down and let a team like that and a quarterback like that take advantage of you and run you over. That was the problem last night. So, I wasn't really impressed with Wentz. He did make a good decision to try and run that ball into the end zone, but you have to hold on to the football. Had he scored that touchdown, we'd be talking about a different game. We'd probably be talking about a one-possession game. But I could do the shoulda, coulda, woulda thing. I could do that all day, but the final score is the final score. Seattle beats us 24-10. Take advantage of a lot of our mistakes, and hopefully, this is just a little bit of a setback. I'm hoping for a lot of Eagles fans to show up next week. Apparently, there's supposed to be a lot of Eagles fans in LA next week. I guess they're calling it the LA Takeover or something like that. So hopefully we can get that dub next week. Hopefully it'll be like an Eagles home game. Maybe not. Who knows? That's just from what I heard. I could be wrong. And I want to get that win next week. I don't want to wait and let the Cowboys hang around. I want to put this division away right freaking now. And yeah. So, that's kind of my 2 cents on that game. Wentz needs to play better. I think he will play better. Defense needs to play better. Defense has to get themselves off the field. Doug Peterson has to call plays better. When you see a Seattle secondary that's just absolutely, that was very vulnerable last night, and Carson Wentz was picking them apart whenever he got the chance to throw the ball, you have to go back to that. Because you have those guys up front in the Seattle, front four, and their linebackers, that, they showed they could stop the run. And plus, I am not a fan of the halfback pitch. I am not a fan of the halfback pitch. The reason why I bring that up is they decided to do it with Corey Clement on a 3rd and 2. Now, I know it worked. They ran it twice last night. I know it worked the first time, but you should only really do that once a game. You know, that, especially that defense with Michael Bennett and, you know, some guys like that on their defensive front, they can pick up on that lake. And then, boom, that play gets stopped. I mean, I never liked the halfback pitch. Never did. And plus on a 3rd and 2, either do a little pass, or you run Blunt up the middle, or you could probably run Wentz up the middle. Maybe it's a little long for a QB sneak, but with the way Wentz runs QB sneaks, he could get by there. He could do that. So who knows where this whole thing ends up, but I do think we'll bounce back this weekend against LA. I do think we'll get the division hopefully this coming weekend. And yeah. You know, we'll get it. I'm not really concerned about the whole seeding thing. You know, I mean, where we end up is where we end up. I mean, at this point, I mean, I know I want, you want to play for the first round, you know, for the bye. Well, maybe, yeah, you want to play for the bye. You want to get the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But this Eagles team cannot get off the slow starts. They cannot, I mean, especially come playoff time, they cannot afford to get off the slow starts. So, yeah, I mean, just hopefully a minor setback for a major comeback. The old term, a minor setback for for a big comeback. So, yeah. So, hey, we could be in a worse situation. Like the Giants, I mean, yeah, I know they just fired their head coach. I mean, that was us 2 years ago. So, and their GM, they fired the GM. Well, that was us 2 years ago. So, yeah. So we'll be back. All right, Fly Eagles Fly. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and yeah. Sorry for this poor camera. I mean, this is my phone, but it's, I gotta get a new one. So I'll see you.